Everyone, thanks for stopping by to check out the video. Today I'm going to talk about the Portland Thorns and the upcoming NWSL season. This is my second preview video. The season starts next Friday night with Washington kicking off on the Friday night games. Okay, so the Portland Thorns, they may be the most overrated team going into the season. And before you Thorns fans get all mad, I do not mean they don't have talent. Okay, I think some people are overestimating where they're going to be because of what's gone on. Okay, this team still has an abundance of talent. They still have stars, and this team still has enough quality to make a lot of noise. Okay, but they lost the player that gave them control, and that is Sam Coffey, and that is no small loss. That is not a next player up loss. That is a season shaping loss. And because Sam Coffey was not just a good midfielder, okay, she was the glue, she was the control, she was the calm in the middle of the park, she was the structure, okay? She was the structure. Now, when she leaves for Man City, Portland does not just lose a player, they lose that piece that helped basically the whole team make sense, okay? And that is why this next point matters so much. Olivia Moultrie is now one of the most important players on the team. Maybe the most important player outside of Sophia Wilson returning, okay? She, thinking of Moultrie, she's what, 20 now or something? Okay, Moultrie can no longer just be talented. She can no longer just have moments. She has to show up every week. She has to help drive the midfield. She has to help Portland keep the ball, and she needs to help replace some of the composure and that calm that disappeared with Coffey. Okay, and no, she is not Sam Coffey. They are different players, but Portland now needs Moultrie to grow into even more responsibility and just put some stuff on her shoulders. Okay, this is the season where Olivia Moultrie has become central to the whole play. Okay, not just exciting, not just promising, central. She's going to be the person in the middle of the field for them, because if Moultrie takes that step, Portland has a chance to stay dangerous, and if she does not, then the midfield questions get even bigger. So now, yes, there's a huge reason for optimism. Sophia Wilson is back from maternity leave, okay? And that changes the attack immediately. She's returning, from maternity leave, as I said, and, you never know exactly how someone's going to return from maternity leave. Not all births are equal, right? Okay, but if she is right, she can wreck defenses by herself. She gives Portland pace. She gives Portland goals. She gives Portland star power, obviously, and she gives Portland belief, because she's that kind of player who can make an average team look better than it really is. And Portland is way more than average, okay? But that's how special Sophia Wilson is. So here's the tension with Portland. The biggest gain is Sophia Wilson returning, okay? The biggest loss is Sam Coffey leaving. But that's not the biggest internal question, okay? Along with Moultrie's rise that needs to happen. Okay. Can Moultrie be the kind of midfielder that Portland needs right now? But there's some other things that happen with Portland. Okay, they added Vignola. Okay, but they also brought in some younger players and some depth, and there's still talent in the squad. But let's not pretend these moves solved any of the new questions that have come up. They did not. Okay, and Portland also lost Sagita. Okay, she went the other way with Vignola coming in, and that is not a like-for-like trade. That's apples and oranges, and I'm not sure which team got the better of that deal, because I think they're going to miss Sagita more than Vignola adds to them, and that's nothing against Vignola at all. Okay, again, two different players, two different reasons. Okay, some of that had to do with salary cap, I'm sure. But it matters, especially in the big games, all right? Especially in a league where midfield control can decide everything. You've lost Sagita. You've lost Coffey, and now Moultrie has a lot on her shoulders. All right. Then add in some other concerns. Okay. Bella Bixby, season-ending injury in goal with the ACL, I believe, right? Not a good time for that. So there's some depth questions in goal now. And now you have a new head coach in Robert Villaham. I totally butchered that last name. And there are questions about the man, and I wish him all the success. He did a very good first season in Tottenham and then lost the plot in the second season, where there was some changes to roster and he didn't deal with it. Okay, he still tried to play the same way, and he didn't have the same pieces, and he did what many successful coaches do. rest on the season before when things changed on your roster and you did not make adjustments because you decided to play your way, which is just stupid suicide in professional game. Your job is to win games no matter how it's done. But I digress, okay? In fact, actually, let me take a little break here and just interject something. If you follow this channel, which I hope you will do coming up, my family has been going through it for a year and a half. My wife is in a fight for her life. She has stage 4 leiomyosarcoma cancer, and it is spread again after some successful surgeries. We have struggled. So you can help us by liking and subscribing. You can stop by and pick up one of these exclusive U.S. soccer hats. They are what they call dusk. They're all black with a shiny little logo. There was only 1,500 made. They were supposed to be all ours. We couldn't take the rest due to my wife's health. We're basically getting out of the soccer business. There are links below where you could help out, but a big thing is share the videos. I'm going to be doing a lot of things. Buy some merch. It will help our family out. I'm close to a new job. I've interviewed several times. Unfortunately, I'm sort of tied to the area where we're near because of her health care, okay? But let me get back to the video in Portland. Sorry about that interjection, but again, follow behind. So anyway, Portland, not a settled team. It's not a finished team. I'm sure they're going to make some moves, okay? But this is a team trying to redefine themselves. Not rebuild, redefine. It does not mean Portland will be bad. I do not think they will be bad. I think they will still be dangerous. I think they will be entertaining as always, okay? I will be watching as much as I can. And they will absolutely have games where they look like contenders. But over a full season, I have questions. I have a lot of questions, real questions. Can they control matches without Coffey? Can Moultrie step up and be that midfield presence they're going to need and take up some of that slack? How big of a loss was Sagita in reality? Okay, how quickly will the new coach settle? Okay, how much will he reorganize? How much will he continue? What kind of impact will Sophia Wilson have on the field? How will she actually be after maternity leave? Because every woman is different. Every birth is different. Sometimes you come back sparkling, and sometimes you come back ragged out because the baby took a lot out of you. Not speaking of experience, just with experience in talking to professional athletes that have gone through this type of thing and tried to recover. Okay, but maybe it's asking a lot of Sophia Wilson and Moultrie to carry this team on their shoulders. Maybe too much, but they are some very, very talented players there, and they are good character players as well. So. If Portland fails, it's not because the talent isn't there, and it's because the balance isn't quite what it was, if you follow what I'm saying. Okay, it's a different type of structure, and so much is going to depend on Moultrie and some of the other younger players that are coming up to take even bigger roles. And if that happens, success can come. So that's the story of the 2026 Portland Thorns and in my preview on it. And I may be wrong. Again, they're going to be entertaining. I just don't see them winning the title. Doesn't mean you can't win the playoffs. All you got to do is get hot and win 3 friggin' games, right? So I just think they'll be middle of the playoff, maybe even closer to the end of the playoff pack. But they're a team with star power still. They're a team with a lot of upside. They're a team with proven dangers on there. So they're also a team with some real problems to solve. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. So yes, Portland could prove people wrong. But right now, I think the hype that's been around them a little bit in the last few weeks with Sophia coming back is a little ahead of the reality at this point. So it's just my hot take on Portland. Again, don't crucify me for it. They're still always going to be an entertaining team. But if they are successful, I think Olivia Moultrie is going to be one of the biggest reasons why. So thank you for stopping by. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next preview video. Take care.